Hey, welcome everybody to tonight's live. It seems like it's been so long since I went live here on my channel, and it's been like a month. Don't worry about if you can hear my dogs. But welcome. We're here talking about the challenge world champion spin-offs, which I mean, how perfect is this? I'll be honest. How perfect was the trailer for the World Championships coming out today? And then we're here talking about the spinoffs and the global spinoffs. So let's just get into it. First of all, I know that I put out a post like a while back saying that I was going to do like review and recap videos for all the spinoffs. But then when I was really thinking about it, it's like the Challenge UK is only 5 episodes. It was going to come out a handful of days before talking about it. And then we get to the Challenge Australia that has been out since the 15th. And I was like, I could talk about that and it could be a decent sized video. The Challenge UK would probably be maybe 10 to 12 minutes at most. And then the Challenge Argentina is not even like out yet. So I kind of thought that it would be fun to do a live where I know it's a Monday. I know The Bachelor is coming on, so I don't want to take everybody away from all their plans tonight. But I thought it would be fun to get everybody else's reaction and while talking about my reaction as we go through some of these spin-offs. I want to say hey to whoever is here tonight. We have Lovable Nikki. Welcome. Chris, thank you so much for being here. Julia, hey. We got Demetria. Hi, how you doing? McLovin Life. I actually really like that. If it didn't sound like pure capitalism at certain aspects, but I love the love and life part. Trailer for World Championship has me hyped. Me too. I'm not gonna lie. When I was filming that trailer breakdown today, there was a point where I was like super like getting into it, and then all of a sudden, when I was like talking at the end, I was like the most hyped. I don't know if anybody can feel my energy, if anybody watched the trailer breakdown that I put out just a few hours ago. But there was a point where towards the end, like 3 minutes, towards the end, where I was just like rambling about asking like 50 different questions before ending the video. I just felt myself getting more and more excited about this spinoff. So yeah, I feel like I shouldn't be this hyped because there have been seasons in the past where I'm just like, this could be really good. This is going to be exciting. And then all of a sudden it just like halfway through, you're like, oh man, what is happening? Why did they do this? But hopefully this is as exciting as it looks. The cast looks fantastic. I think the competition is going to be super high. I mean, 18 champions. This is as close as we have gotten to almost a champion only season. And I'm hoping that maybe this could spur on some really good strategy and some really, really exciting stuff. I mean, some of these daily challenges looks incredible, but we're not going to talk about the World Championship trailer just yet. We're still going to get through all the other spin-off talk. Welcome, Willie Lloyd. I'm excited for World Championship, but don't have Paramount. You can watch it through a Paramount subscription on Amazon because Amazon and Paramount pretty much are the same thing. So Prime Video and Paramount are two different things. I mean, it's pretty much a separate subscription that you can get through Amazon. But yeah, you do have to purchase it. It's a Paramount Plus exclusive. Yeah. Hello, Justin, Ryan, B. What's up? Sabrina, hi. Juan de Jesus. Hello, everyone. Hello. How you doing? This is spoiler-free live tonight. Any spoilers for the Global Championship series will be deleted. Yes. No spoilers tonight. We're just having a good time talking about the spinoffs leading into the World Championship. I'm sure we're going to they did drop the Challenge UK photos. So the only people that we are missing from photos and confirmation is the Challenge Argentina, which is still currently airing. It's got to come to an end very, very soon because they're going to want the whole cast out there and ready to watch unless the Challenge Argentina is going to be going until right before March 8th. And then that's why they were throwing out all these cast photos at random different times because they knew they weren't going to get them all at one point, which is kind of sad because I was going to do a cast reveal and background info. I did a script for all of that today right before the trailer dropped. So it would be pretty sad not to use that information and get all that out all in one video. But I'm excited. I'll never understand the people that enjoy spoilers. I don't. As long as you're not using them against people and like spoiling the people that don't want to be spoiled, you do what you want to do. You know, I'm not going to criticize somebody that wants to know who wins and then they can enjoy the season and maybe look into the edit a little bit more. But if you're just finding out spoilers just to spoil other people that legit want to watch the show organically and how it unfolds in real time, that's what I can't stand. Honestly, that's just something I don't stand for, which is it just annoys the crap out of me. Paramount released the trailer because they saw you were going live tonight. They are a big fan of your work. Only if Mr. Paramount, I'm guessing that's who runs Paramount Studios, was like, oh, we gotta give this guy get some guy this content before tonight's talk. Welcome, Arno. Hello, welcome. Thank you for being here on a Monday night. Tanika Washington, the Challenge UK had the best final I have seen in a while. Ooh, I like that. Starting it off. This is awesome. Welcome, Charmed Life, 1990. Such a good decade. Nerdy Alex 6, welcome. Patricia Roses, hey. How you doing? Gregory, I got here just in time. Yeah, I'm still vamping. I'm still having a good time. Want to get everybody in before we start jumping into the meat of talking about these spinoffs. Josie, how you doing? Hello, welcome. Where are you from? I'm from the US. And that's as far as I'll go. I don't understand all the hate for this show on Twitter. What, the World Championship? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me the World Championship's already catching strays on Twitter. Like, why? Nobody answer that if you know why it's spoiler-based related. I don't want that in the shot. But yeah. Anyways, hello, Chloe. I'm excited after the trailer. Hey, how you doing? I'm more interested in the spinoff challengers than I am the main show cast. Ooh, I think it's interesting that we're finally getting like Bananas, Wes, and Jordan back after what I think is not that exciting of a season in Total Madness. And now they're here together. Casey doesn't have the big brother group. Like, if we have to be subjected to Casey, at least she doesn't have Fessel, Nani, and Josh like numbers already behind her and basically guaranteeing her a shot of going to the finals easily, even though she didn't make it to the finals last season. But that was because of Kenny. Shout out to Kenny. But yeah, I think it's going to be exciting. I think there's different storylines that are going to be interesting to watch, both for the spin-off challengers as well as the main season. So I'm excited. I need a watch party. I mean, I do watch parties over at my Patreon, patreon.com/angelcakevids. I mean, we did a whole watch party on the Challenge Australia while it was premiering. So that was really, really fun. That was a great way to watch it all together. I'm excited for it to come on. It's going to be great. I love the trailer. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for saying hey. I've been sick, so I haven't seen the trailer yet. Oh, it's a minute and a half, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Hey, Eric, how you doing? I see you in all my comment sections. I really appreciate it. I'm up to episode 3 of the UK show. I love seeing new people. Yeah, I mean, you're halfway there. You're almost done. You're very, very close. I binged the UK show for a second time this Sunday, and it was a nice watch. It was a breezy watch, but we'll get into all of what we thought about it as we go on. What's up? Hey, Big Streezy, how you doing? I don't want to be yelling, but I feel like I'm yelling all the time. I made it to the first live. Welcome, Lone Ranger 158. You're not alone here. You got us to hang out and talk to tonight. Good evening. Excited to make it to another live chat. Welcome, Sheridan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for being a part of my Patreon. I really appreciate it. Watching the same dailies and eliminations in multiple seasons got boring so quickly, but I enjoyed the Aussie cast. Yes, we will get into all of that. Let's get into what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about all these spin-offs, right? So we're going to be talking about all the spin-offs. We're going to start with the Challenge Australia. I thought it would be fun to talk about the one that's newer / the one that's been out the longest. I think with the Challenge USA, it's good to talk about it and have a retrospective after all the other spin-offs. Now we can pretty much rank everything in where we think was the best and what was not as good. But we'll do that one towards the end because I covered it as it was going on. So I don't think we need to jump into that one first, since I already gave all my thoughts about it when it was already airing. So let's start with the Challenge Australia. I'll lightly touch upon the Challenge Argentina. We are not going to get too deep into that season. I know that many people have not watched it yet. I have watched up to episode 8 because tonight is when episode 9 comes out. And I'll just lightly touch on to how I feel about that season so far. Then we'll get into the Challenge UK, then the USA, and then we'll wrap it up with talking about the rankings and where everything will go on. So I'm going to first pull up the Challenge Wiki for the Challenge spin-offs. And then we will get into all the talks. Man, where is it? There we go. Woo! All right, we'll get into it. But let's keep on talking, hanging out. Angel, what season of the Challenge did you watch that got you hooked on the show? My first season was Dirty 30, was my first ever season that I watched. And then in between episodes, I would watch full-on seasons. So in a week, I would watch a full season of the Challenge. And then I finally started doing reviews and recaps in season 32, Final Reckoning. And I haven't stopped. And I've been going on for a long, long time. So let's keep it going. Hello, 87 fan of your Challenge reviews and breakdowns, Team UK and Team Theo. Yes, I'm so excited for Theo to be coming back, making his Challenge return. And he's got some friends, both on the UK side, and he's a MTV legend. So this is going to be fun. I think he's going to be one to watch out for. Hello, Shifta or Kayla. Love the trailer and excited to see Theo back. Same. I'm excited for Theo to come back, and John A is back, which is fun because I watch All Stars 2 and she did wonderful. Yes, Theo for life. Little Smurfy, welcome. Thank you for joining tonight. Are all the spinoffs available on Paramount Plus? The Challenge USA, Australia, and UK. Argentina will not be available on Paramount Plus until April 5th, I believe. I think that's what I read in an article, that Argentina won't be out until April. Lone Ranger has my back. But yeah, they won't release it until a month into the World Championships, which is ridiculous. Why? We're going to know who wins that season and where everybody else plays, because the representatives will come in, they'll say how we know them and if they won or not. Well, why? Why? I don't understand it. Jordan, welcome. In 10 minutes, the Challenge Argentina starts. And now it's started. It has started. It has been 10 minutes and it has started. Let us know how it goes, how you like the episode, because I won't be able to watch it until later tonight after the stream has ended. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit more. I will cringe anytime Sudoku gets mentioned tonight. Oh, man. We will talk about Sudoku probably once and once only. My boy Darrell has got to get that 5th dub. Yes, Darrell is coming back, and I'm excited for him. I mean, he hasn't shown too much of being able to get far in the most recent seasons. The closest he got to the finals was Invasion of the Champions on the main season, but in the spinoffs, he has gotten to the finals on All Stars 1 and 2. So let's see what he can do this time. I mean, there's a stacked cast that whoever he's paired up with, it's going to be a good time. So let's have a good time. Let's have a great day. Yes, John A. all day. Now we have vamped enough. We have 15 minutes in. So let's get into the first spinoff that we're going to talk about. And I'm also going to limit how long we will talk about each spinoff because I don't want to spend too much time on one given spinoff and then we're just like rambling for 3 hours. So I'm going to set my time for 30 minutes per spinoff, but I doubt we're going to need all those 30 minutes for the UK and Argentina. So we should be coming in pretty well here. So let's jump into it, talking about the Challenge Australia and how and what we thought about it. Now, I will say, coming into the Challenge Australia, I think, like everybody else, pretty skeptical on what this cast could bring, because when you look at the cast, spoiler alert, as we're looking through the challenge wiki, if you look at some of these casts, mainly they're coming from dating shows. A lot of bachelorette players. You got some master chefs. Married at First Sight. I think the couple of players that we were hoping to see were Survivor players and Big Brother players. Luckily, we had Marley. I loved Marley. I wish he was in the World Championship. Spoiler alert, he is not. But we did get Brooke J, who I wish was in the World Championship as well. But Brooke J is top tier. I thought it was a little disappointing, especially since I am friends with Chris from the Nullified Take channel. I am friends with Chantel from the Reality Realness channel. And whenever they're talking about Survivor, Australian Survivor, they're like so hyped for it. And I know I should be watching it. They say it's like the best television out there. And I was excited for when they were saying that there was going to be a Challenge Australia version. And I was thinking, we got a lot of Survivor players on the US show. We should be getting a lot of Survivors here. They're a gold mine, it sounded like. We did not get that. Instead, we got like one Love Island. We got Married at First Sight. We got a Master Chef from Australia, podcaster and radio host, but part of the Bachelor Alliance, some more Love Island, an author and influencer. I was very skeptical coming into this, but I will say, I actually really liked this season. I thought that maybe because I was low on the cast, that my expectations were low. And then all of a sudden, I was like, this is messy. Kieran was messy right from the very beginning, pretty much cheating on his girlfriend. And so was Audrey. She cheated on whoever she was dating back home. And then they had some makeouts here. There was some hookups. There was a lot of fights, some good, some not so good. I just thought that this season came in with some of the old school challenge vibes. So I was actually very pleased with some of how the Challenge Australia happened. When we were watching on Patreon, we thought Emily here, the Olympic gold medalist, really reminded a lot of us of Laurel with the strategy, with her notebook, how tall she is, how athletic she was or is, and how she just was like ready to just go after anybody that wasn't going to help her and she didn't like. I think we were all like, yeah, she's very much like a Laurel-esque type of player. And I think that's one of the main reasons why she got onto the World Championship. Overall, I thought the cast blew my expectations out of the water, especially when playing. I think the Bachelor Alliance went a little bit overboard with being such a big alliance, but when you're from one show, we saw that with Survivor on the Challenge USA. When you have a show that's going to just lock in with each other and never waver, that's what's going to happen, So let's look at some of the challenges. We got the Collect 4, which Collect 4. I'm so confused right off the bat. I'm confused on what the heck Collect 4 was. Anyways, we had Truck It, which is a great one, Bolas for Blood, where they actually played the bolas correctly. Did anybody else notice in the Challenge 38 they didn't throw the bolas after collecting all the right numbers? They just ran to a rack on the top of the hill and placed them on there, where every other spin-off that played this specific game actually threw the bolas onto their stands, which makes a lot of sense. Build Me Up, this was played in the Challenge 38. Buddy Blinders, which is also Peaking Blinders, on 38, UK, and Argentina. They also played in Argentina. Getting Tired. I'm confused. Frozen Senseless is the Frozen Bath one. Runaway Ride is the bus one. Not my favorite in any of the shows that it was featured in. And then Spin Class, which, man, can I just say, it is a travesty that I've watched all these episodes twice, at least twice, in all the spinoffs and on the Challenge 38. Yet there are some daily challenges that completely just lose me. I don't understand how this happens to me. But we've pretty much seen all of these, mainly on the Challenge 38 and a lot of the other spinoffs. And ultimately, this is where I have a real question for everybody. Does the Challenge USA seem like an outlier to anybody else? It was the first spinoff that was released, yet all the other spinoffs make it seem like they are working to play against everybody from the Challenge 38 because they lived in the same house. They did a lot of the same daily challenges, a lot of the same eliminations, and the USA is just over here, just kind of like doing its own thing. They're swimming, jumping from these hanging tires to play Scrabble, and they're playing Hall Brawl. They're playing other different challenges. And come to find out, when it was first, it was like, yeah, but we're all going to be hanging out over here doing the exact same stuff, playing almost the exact same game. It was just so weird. Yeah, the USA just doesn't fit. I was just like, it didn't make any sense. I'm glad everybody else felt like USA was, they did the faux challenge dirty. The warehouse, different dailies and elims. What a mess. Yeah, and that's the thing. We can talk about how it was super frustrating to watch the same dailies, the same eliminations over and over again. But I almost think that was the best thing to make everything as fair as possible, because then it's a more one-to-one comparison. Like, yes, there could be a different size of cast. There could be a different level of competition but if they're in the same house, they're playing the same dailies, and they're playing the same eliminations, then you could maybe see like, oh, this person won balls in on their thing, and this person won balls in. I wonder who could win balls in against each other. Whereas the Challenge USA is playing a completely different game in what feels like a completely different time and space and time. So it is very, very weird in my opinion. Seeing a lot of people are saying the USA sucks. We have the finals suck. We will get to the Challenge USA for sure. But what did everybody think about the Challenge Australia? If you watched them, if you watched this season, I actually thought that this was really, really decent. Coming into this spin-offs, into this season of spin-offs, I think the Challenge Australia was the third I was hyped up for. In the 4, I think Challenge Australia was third. Argentina was fourth because I didn't know what to expect. USA was 2 since I knew a lot of the people, but the UK was number 1 in my book. I know how messy the UK contestants can be. I knew a lot of them from their original TV shows. And I was just like, I was thinking, if we're going to get anything that feels like what people deem the golden age of the challenge, it's going to be the Challenge UK. So we'll get into how I felt about it. But I thought the Challenge Australia was actually really, really decent. I think I rank it higher than third, but I can't go number one. Maybe I could go number one. I think I'm going to go number two. It ranked number two out of the four spinoffs, in my opinion. Um, and I thought it was just really, really, I love the winners. I think Troy is like a star. I would love to see Troy come to do the main season. He is a fighter. He's scrappy. He may be smaller, but he absolutely rocks these competitions. I mean, he's made for these competitions. And just watching him in Paddle Brawl reminded me a lot of Derek Kay when he played in Crazy 8 against Joss. And I was thinking, this dude is it. Like, get him to be on the main series ASAP, please. Like, he's a fan of the challenge. He's excited. He wants to be here. He wants to compete. I mean, come on now. I think he would be a fantastic person to be on the main season of the challenge. All right. So, like I said, we kind of went through all the competitions and everything for the challenge Australia. My review is that it was good. It was better than I expected. I would give it a solid score. Maybe because it was so early on. I mean, we were seeing what kind of got me about the Challenge Australia, that if you watched it, you kind of got spoiled on what was to come on the Challenge 38, because they had Frozen Senseless way before the Challenge 38 had it, and they had Runaway Ride way before the Challenge 38 had it, and then some of the games in the finals were some of the games that we saw in the Challenge 38. Let alone it wasn't 100 hours, which, can I just say, because every single spinoff was shorter in the finals felt better, in my opinion, than the Challenge 38 100-hour finals. We didn't need the gimmick of 100-hour finals, and I just think that even watching the Challenge UK and how quickly that season was, watching the finals in one succinct day, one task after another with times on the screen, I was like, this is awesome. Like, I actually feel this kind of being difficult. And the same when I rewatched the Challenge Australia in one afternoon, I was like, this feels difficult. This feels like a time that it is difficult. Whereas the Challenge 38 just felt like we're going for time, which is, come on now, please. Love, 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 Australia and UK. Welcome, you two Bearcat. Thank you for being here. I don't think they expected us to watch the shows outside of our countries, which is just ridiculous. You know, this is the problem that I feel that we didn't fully think about when putting these shows together. Why not create a international global conversation? Why don't you connect everybody via these shows? I mean, there's more people in the US, especially when you look at how this show did in the ratings just being shown in Australia. And I mean, even if you just showed it in the Australia location for the night, and then the next morning, kind of like what everybody does, like on Hulu and MTV.com, the next morning, make this available to everybody on all Paramount Plus shows or Paramount Plus internet, and you would get us here in the US, at least me and some of the other people that are challenge obsessed. We would talk about it online. We can talk about it, and maybe we can connect with other people to where they're like, oh, this is on. I'll go check it out. I'll go watch this. Why not, when you're trying to have a global competition show and get everybody hyped to watch one specific show on Paramount Plus, why not make it a global conversation for everybody to enjoy the show and talk about it? Because social media goes everywhere. It's not like we just get on social media and we can't talk to anybody else outside of your specific location or zip code. You can talk around the world. Reddit is a site that can be accessed around the world. Why can't we just have a conversation? Instagram is all around the world and everything. It just blows my mind that we had to stagger so much of these releases, that we should have had this like open to everybody. So that way we could all talk and have a good time instead of, I mean, we're all going to find out the information anyways. I mean, the challenge wiki is like updated when the episodes go through. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just so frustrating. It was so frustrating seeing the steps in this process from the very announcement, which seemed rushed, to every step to changing the name, changing when the releases are, hurrying up and rushing all of these episodes out and putting them all out in 1 week to get them out of the way so that way we can release the cast photos early and everything. It it blew my mind how weird this was all set up and how poorly it was all thought of or not thought of. So, all right, I'm done with the ramblings on the Challenge Australia, but that's something that has been like bugging me so much when thinking about the release and how everybody was doing everything here. But let's see how everything is going or what everybody has to say. Speaking on not a lot of the UK people, didn't a third quit because of the Queen's death? Yes. So they there was like Joey Essex was also supposed to be on the show. There was a couple other people that I talked about in the one video that I put out for all the spinoffs before it was finally announced when they were actually going to be released and the cast released. And yeah, it was just the worst possible timing ever to film that season because once that news released, there was a lot of people that were like, I don't want to be here anymore. And I just want to go. And they kind of walked off. And that's where we get this, like, I don't know, 16 person cast, 5-episode season. And it feels rushed. It feels like thrown together, not very many storylines because it kind of was. It really stinks. Drew, to me, it appears that there is simmering brewing we have not seen yet. And the US is its own that seems to be a guinea pig to spark it, but not enough to keep it. I think honestly, I think they rushed. I think they rushed the USA because it was filmed really, really soon. I think it was I'm trying to think. I think it was either filming, there was some overlap, or it filmed around the time or just after the Challenge 38 wrapped up. So the house wouldn't have been set, and they just decided to get this warehouse and get it going because they wanted it so badly to be paired up on a night when Big Brother played. So I think it's, again, just rushing, just trying to get the season in and out and edit it as soon as possible so that they could get it out on a time that they wanted to, rather than kind of making it way more aligned. But then again, it's like 5 seasons that feel just like the Challenge 38 would feel monotonous, would feel tedious, you know? I feel like we weren't expected to watch all the spinoffs except for US. Yeah, but then again, that would be so bad. That would be so bad when we are here watching the Challenge World Champions going. I only know the MTV people and some of the other people from their original shows, but I didn't watch the Challenge UK. I didn't even have a chance of watching the Challenge UK or any of the other Challenge seasons, to where why would we care about over half the cast? Half the cast is going to be global MVPs. So it's just like so bad to think if they're like, nobody's going to care about the other half of the cast. I mean, we would much rather want to know who the rest of the cast. We watched a season where over half the cast, we had no idea who it was, and they were all international players. It's called the Challenge 37, and it didn't do that well. Oh man, surprised Tyson didn't make it to. I'm sure he was asked and he declined. He talked so badly about the Challenge USA experience on his podcast week after week after week that he's guaranteed to have gotten a call and just asked, and he definitely said no thank you. Like, definitely no. Tyson said that they could not come up with an agreement. I'm sure he made it to where if they were to have given him everything that he asked, he would have said yes, but there was no way. Like, there was no way he was gonna get everything. Australia is like the old Challenge. I love it. Yeah, same here. It was really, really good. Troy's awesome. Troy was great. I agree. Troy reminded me of a Landon / Derek. Yeah, I totally agree. Everybody loves Troy. Bring in Troy, please. I feel like all the spinoffs had great challengers, but they were all poorly planned and rushed just to get to the world championship. Yeah, and then on top of that, you have the challenge all stars filmed, and it's in the tank. And after this world championship, and they're going to start really pointing into the Challenge 39. And I also heard that they're getting ready to do the Challenge USA season 2 with MTV challengers as well on that. And then they're going to try to get through 39 and it sounds like another global championship spinoff. So welcome, DJ Charisma. Welcome. Glad you can make the stream. We're just talking about the Challenge UK so far. Hello, Thana. Thank you for joining in. I don't see a global conversation because there would be too many egos involved. Who would want to be in charge of everything, in my opinion? Yeah, I can see that. I agree. All challenges should have been put on Paramount Plus at the same time. Yeah. And that's the thing is like you kind of put yourself in a corner with the Challenge Australia. And I honestly think the Challenge Australia ratings scared them. Like, honestly, I think that they scared them. When you have only like 11,000 total people watching your finale, I mean, your premiere and your finale are normally the episodes that get a boost. And then everything else kind of has its peaks and valleys throughout the season. To have your finale get 0 in a major city and 11,000 total viewers. I mean, I'm telling you, I bet you more than 11,000 people watched the Challenge Australia the first weekend that it was put on Paramount Plus everywhere in the US and Canada. I bet. Why not take an opportunity to get those viewers right away and maybe spur on the conversation to like get everybody excited? But I'm sure it has something to do with the contracts and TV stuff. So maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I think they could have thought that through before like going through with it, you know? Maybe. Paramount Plus should have just put their money where their mouth is and paid for all of them to be on Paramount Plus instead of having the other channels help them out. True. I think it's important that the other channels got them to play, but I agree that they should have like maybe paid extra to put them on as exclusives sooner rather than later. But yeah. The fact that Argentina is still running and the contestants had to be blurred out of the trailer shows how poorly managed this is. I can't believe it. I'm glad they did it though. I mean, it's exciting that they're actually trying to not show any spoilers, but it's also kind of like if only this was given enough time to breathe and get to it, but whatever. Hey, thank you. Well, thank you for having a great car interview for the docuseries. I love the Challenge Australia. I felt it was better than USA, UK, and Ride or Dies. Alliance drama reminded me of the OG seasons. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I did like the warring alliances, the two big warring alliances in the Challenge Australia. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Fresh Meat 2, where you had Wes's side of the house and Kenny's side of the house. It definitely had that little bit of an old school feel, you know? The Challenge, Devin coming in with the Challenge Argentina is good. It is good. And they are watching the episode 9 right now. And it's premiered to 2 million viewers. Yes, the Challenge Argentina is crushing ratings. And it's why I think this is a good time to move over to the Challenge Argentina real quick. The Challenge Argentina, I'm not going to pull up its wiki page because you will see spoilers. First of all, I want to just throw this out there. If you cannot get a hold of the Challenge Argentina through Paramount Plus because of your location, I do want to make it known that Oki, a player on the Challenge Argentina, is watching through the Challenge Argentina on his Twitch streams. So he is watching them, reacting to them. He does it every single night that the episodes are on. That's how I'm watching them. That's how I'm kind of getting them and making them available on my Patreon. But if you don't want to be a part of my Patreon, you can go on to his twitch.tv/Oki. That's okay with 3 Ys. And you can go watch his VODs at the end when he's already finished streaming and everything the next day, or even tonight later when he just like turns off. He watches every single episode, and that's how I've been able to watch it. There are no subtitles, there is no English, and sometimes Oki takes off his shirt during stream and yells. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. So that's how I've been watching the Challenge Argentina. You can go binge his stuff and kind of scrub through his stream if you don't want to watch all of his 2-hour streams, just to watch the 40 minutes to an hour of the Challenge Argentina. But you can watch everybody compete. And now this is the thing. The Challenge Argentina is doing so well in ratings that they're splitting every episode in half. So in odd number episodes, you get to see some house drama, some relationship, some social game, and then get the daily challenges and who wins and who gets into power and who loses and is going directly into elimination. And then on even numbered episodes, you will then get to see who they choose to go into elimination and then who wins the eliminations. At least you get to see the players compete. At least you're going to be able to watch the whole season before the World Championships premiere, and then you get to see who wins and everything. Highly recommend it. The episodes are up for made available for the $3 up Patreon tiers on my Patreon. So you have to pay $3 or the $5 tiers to get access to Oki's stream because I cut up and put them up on a Google Drive, or you can just go watch his VODs on twitch.tv for free on twitch.com slash Twitch, not twitch.com, twitch.tv/Oki, OKYYY. And like I said, there's no English, there's no subtitles, and you have Oki yelling, but at least you get to see them compete. And I like a lot of the personalities of the Challenge Argentina season. I like a lot of the personalities of the competitors. I love the I love that people are coming in like ready to play. There are certain players that I was a little disappointed that they weren't able to come on to be global MVPs. Now, of course, you got the 2 winners, but the 2 people that could have come onto this show, I'm a little upset that we didn't get one specific person, because I think she is a queen. I thought she was incredible. Now, I did hear that Challenge Argentina players were asked to go directly from when the season ended to go directly into the World Championships. So I'm sure a lot of the competitors didn't plan to go directly from one show to another, to where they couldn't do it because of either commitments or traveling or something to that effect. So who we got on to do the show is kind of who we got to be on the show and who was available. And not to demean or say the players that they brought onto the show can't compete. I'm just saying that maybe they weren't the ones that went the furthest, or players that didn't have the most impact on the season. But I think that I really do like the Challenge Argentina, and I really do think that I'm excited to watch it when it does come onto Paramount Plus with English subtitles, that we can watch and have a good time with it. But yeah, I think it's really good. I think it's a good season. I actually don't want to put it last, because even though I can't understand it, I like the vibes of everybody. They get kind of like, not saying that, I mean, let's just say they like to have a good time. I mean, there's some makeouts here. There are people getting close. They have some dancing going on, and they get kind of like touchy-feely in certain times of the game. And I just think that they're here to have a good time, play and have a good time, but also be fierce in their competition. I really do like the Challenge Argentina. And if you want to check out their episodes before the World Championships, I do recommend going to twitch.tv/Oki, OKYYY, 3 Ys, to go watch the competitions. Or if you want to sign up for patreon.com/AngelCakeVids would be really, really cool too. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Is the challenge going to have? I have no idea. I know Netflix does it, and maybe that's why Paramount's gonna wait a whole month to put the episodes out, because I'm sure they could easily translate into the subtitles, but I wonder if they wanna wait to have an English dubbed version to go out as well, so maybe that's why they're waiting a whole month, like April, to put out the Challenge Argentina. So Argentina started to slow, but the house is divided now, and the past 5 episodes, there has been drama. See? Yeah. Let's go. Um, Oki is a streamer? Yeah, he is. Oki? Yeah. Oki, uh, I don't really wanna bring him up because I feel like I'm gonna get here, I'll bring up his Twitch. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't bring up his Twitch. I don't wanna get, like, hit with copyright or anything. Um Let's see if I can bring up his picture without, like, giving away any of the stats real quick. Uh, let's see. Alright, maybe this'll be good. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a blown out picture, but this is, like, the only way to make it safe. This is the only way to make it safe so it doesn't, like, you don't see anything. This is Oki. So it is twitch.tv/Oki with 3 Ys to go to his Twitch. So, but right now they have split up every single episode because the ratings have been so high for this Challenge Argentina season that they want it to last as long as they could. Because think I remember reading an article where they said that both the Challenge Argentina and the Challenge UK would be just like rushed out there, that it would play every single day of the week and they would only be a week long season. But after the preview slash trailer and all the pictures for the Challenge Argentina like went viral, they were like, we gotta make this last. We gotta really let this thing go, you know? So I agree. I did like Bryony. Bryony was a really good host. Hey, Brittany, welcome, welcome, welcome. Do we know when Paramount Plus is planning on making UK and Argentina available on the US? UK is available. Argentina is in April. But yeah, UK is already available. It came out this Saturday. So it is up and I watched it all. So it's going to be very, very fun. It's a really quick watch, which we will now talk about very, very soon. I hate dubbing. Yeah. I mean, yeah. They should just do subtitles. I bet you subtitles would be so much quicker. I mean, I've done subtitles on my YouTube videos back in the day. And it did take a while, but if you have a handful of people doing it every day, they could get through a like a couple of episodes a day, which would be easy work. But I'm sure there has to be some contract with, oh, well, we can't give you these episodes until a certain time. You can't work on these episodes until a certain time. And then when it finally wraps, we get all the information and everything. So really, I did not know that. Thanks for the lookout. Please. Thank you. I'll definitely be on the lookout for that. I had no idea. So I'll definitely take a look into that as well. AJ was fantastic. He was a very strong competitor. Having to go against your brother, oh my goodness. Like, that is rough. Spoiler alert. Dang it. I mean, I said that there was going to be spoilers for the UK, but we'll get into it. Really? Wow, I have no idea. Big Brother Argentina airs right after? Wow, they did the opposite. They did the opposite where it was Big Brother and then the Challenge USA. Now, well, no, it was Challenge USA and then no, it was Big Brother and then Challenge USA. And now it is the Challenge Argentina and Big Brother Argentina. And they're just like one-upping each other in the ratings. Wow, that's incredible. Congratulations. I hope the global series is a hit. I've really enjoyed seeing new people on the screen and not having to sit through repetitive drama that reoccurs from season to season. I agree. Here is the YouTube channel. I'm guessing. Thank you so much. If anybody's looking for it, I'm going to be keeping my eye on that YouTube channel for sure. I'm guessing they were on, I will say they were on Celebrity X on the Beach UK series 2 with each other, and I heard there was drama there, but it's kind of like the same line of Jordan and Tori were on the Challenge 38 with their drama. I wonder if they're going to get into the drama as well, and maybe we could have either two exes going after each other or two exes working with each other, which could be very intriguing. So this is going to be incredible. So now let's get into the Challenge UK. Now, spoilers, if you have not gotten to the Challenge UK or finished it, I would implore you to maybe look away for a while, or don't worry about don't watch this anymore and then come back later at this time mark. But we're gonna get into the Challenge UK. I mean, maybe I'll just put this out here. Oh no, it's gonna show the winners if I do this. Let's just do that. Okay. Let's talk. Oh, I thought I shared something. And there's also like people are talking about people from the Challenge UK as well. The Challenge UK, only 5 episodes. And as I mentioned, coming into all the spin-off seasons, I was looking so forward to the Challenge UK. I loved the invasion of the Brits in vendettas. I think I was trying to say invasion and then in vendettas. So vendettas, final reckoning, and then from there on. And I was so excited for this challenge season. I even knew a lot of the people that were on because I watch a lot of Love Island. I've watched a lot of other TV shows from the UK. I was looking so forward to this spinoff in like specifically. However, we heard nothing about it until like a week before it was a couple of days before it was actually supposed to premiere. And then all of a sudden it was just like, all right, it's going to be put out by midnight, Monday through Friday this week. Have fun trying to watch it. Also, we're going to put all of it on Paramount Plus on that Monday. So you don't even have to watch it live, which I was pretty frustrated about. Overall, I don't think this is a bad challenge season, even though it's only 5 episodes and can feel like you're watching a Champs versus Stars, a Champs versus Pros. But I actually still really enjoyed it. I love seeing Callum on the challenge. Ever since I saw him on X on the Beach, Peak of Love, where him and Georgia Steele proposed to each other, and you had Marlon on that season, as well as Laurel and Nicole. I just thought we were going to see Callum make his MTV Challenge debut on the main series by this point. And then it didn't happen. And finally, he gets on to this challenge season and actually does quite well. And they even had a really good alliance wanting to take out the brothers. And I just thought that this was a fun go around. And you know what else I felt like it was? I actually felt like this season was like the Challenge 38 greatest hits, because it only had 5 episodes. It was like the best dailies that Challenge 38 had to offer. There was no fillers realistically. And then the finals were straightforward. I actually liked a lot more of the tasks on there than not. And I think the main disappointment is that there wasn't more people, more drama. But again, the Queen's passing really affected that and affected a lot of people to want to leave the season, which I mean, that I can't fault them for that. If they really felt like they needed to leave to better themselves and be with family and everything, then yeah, I totally understand then. But I just thought that this season could have been absolutely the best. Could have been absolutely the best. I do think that there was a lot of great players from this season. I do love that the winners and the runner-ups are going to be on the Challenge World Championship. I thought that if you want actual MVPs of every season, you should get the 2 winners and 2 finalists. Not every season did, a la the Challenge Argentina, a la the Challenge Australia, but you have the Challenge US definitely had some, even though Ben technically DQ'd right before the finals happened, he still qualified for the finals. He even took the chartered jet to the site and then had to walk off the beach to just get on another small plane. That was so weird. And then you have the Challenge UK, who brings in Tristan, Kaz, Nathan, and Zara. And then you have AJ and Curtis, who were pretty strong. Arabella was pretty strong as well. Did anybody else felt like it was not good that you have AJ, who is completely colorblind, doing a puzzle where color is the main key of, like, honestly, Arabella was the only person that was able to fully complete that last puzzle in the Challenge UK finals before the Purge segment. I thought that was like, are you kidding me? How? I understand this puzzle was played in the 38 and the other spinoff finals, but I mean, that was the main equalizer of that finals to see who was going to get purged or not. And ultimately, AJ just had to sit out, and it wasn't even his fault. It wasn't like he got injured or hurt his ankle or hurt his knee. It was because he was colorblind. I felt so bad, but it was a little frustrating at that point. But everybody did an incredible job. I think Courtney definitely proved a lot of people that were thinking maybe she was not ready to compete. She did have shin splints at one point. She was hurting going into those finals, and to get third place and is really, really incredible. Her and Callum screwing up the tires at the very end, getting not so fast and not too fast, completely mixed up, and it was the first elimination. So it was at the very bottom. It was the very first tire that they put on their podium, and if they would have gotten that correct, maybe Callum would have gotten second place, possibly, because Nathan and Kaz had no idea that they had the emergency brake on or the brake on the car. But that really just completely screwed Callum up. But it's his fault. I mean, him and Courtney had no idea what that elimination was called. Also, James Locke really got absolutely massacred on that. I hope this video doesn't get demonetized for me saying all these crazy words, all these graphic words. But James Locke in the first daily falls into the water because they were doing that dual challenge that was the Shrek spinoff with Antonio Banderas sponsored that episode. And they played Meet Me Halfway, and he took a hard spill into the lake face first, and he said he fractured both of his eye sockets. I never even knew that was a thing, but he looked so bad. Yeah, that was something else. My goodness. I mean, he was, wow. When he came back to the challenge house and he looked as rough as he did, I was shocked. And I was so happy that they didn't play like a bad, like a physical game. Like if he would have played paddle brawl at that point or something really, really like physical, I would have felt so bad. But it looked really, really bad. Oh, so James losing the eye? No, he did not. But he broke both orbital bones, which was not good whatsoever. Like that was bad. He looked awful. Yes, he did. It was wow. That challenge was ridiculous. Didn't we almost lose Nani on that? Oh, that's right. I forgot about Nani. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's true. Nani did had to be taken off because she was shaking and almost had a concussion. I forgot about that. She was put in a neck brace. The vessel was like this. I remember that. That is so true. Wow. The one thing about the Challenge UK competitors is, let's go down to, I don't want to stop sharing. I want to go down to here. The 4 players that are going to be representing in the Challenge World Championships, 3 of them did not see a single elimination, which could show how good of competitors they are by them winning into safety more times than not. Like Kaz C, who won 2 daily challenges. Nathan won 1 daily, also won balls in against Ashley, who is an Olympian, and he did judo. Like, he knows how to wrestle. So Nathan just absolutely destroying Ashley in the balls in, which I loved Nathan's I loved his commentary where he was like, I could just use my size and be like Shrek and just knock him down. I thought that was so awesome. And too bad this season wasn't sponsored with Antonio Banderas coming in with the Shrek spinoff, but Nathan did an incredible job, both in that elimination and in the finals, carrying 6 tires at once. And he knew every single name of every single person who was eliminated in the right order. He also had Kaz freaking out at the instructions that were as plain as day of what you were supposed to do. And Nathan had to calmly just be like, we got this. Stop freaking out, which makes me nervous for Kaz going into it. But Kaz hasn't seen an elimination, but she won 2 daily challenges. Tristan didn't win a daily challenge and didn't win an elimination. Like, he didn't do much of anything but get to the final, and but he didn't get last place in any daily challenge, so he didn't see an elimination. He also wasn't put up to go into elimination, so that's saying something. And Zara also didn't win a daily challenge and didn't have to go into any eliminations and got second place by a minute, I believe, which is really, really good. Zara is 9% has 9% body fat, so she is very sleek. She kind of reminds me of the same build as Nicole Ramos. However, she is a lot more athletic. Like, she can run for days. She has endurance. She has stamina. I just worry about what she will, or who she will face off against in an elimination if she were to be sent into an elimination. And then Nathan is he's just a beast. I really do like Nathan a lot. He's an incredible competitor. I want to see him actually be on the main season. Him and Curtis having the dance off with each other in the club was really, really funny, in my opinion. But as we have the winners, Cassie and Tristan, and then you have Zara and Nathan. Did anybody else find the Amber B? Yeah, that's actually a better comparison, I think, is Amber B. That's a really, really good comparison. Did anybody else find the ending to the Challenge UK when the Mark host guy was like, "Hey TJ, I got a couple of winners here for you that will be representing the UK," and then they just showed TJ kind of in a random scene as if he was looking off to the side, and we're supposed to think that that was TJ hearing Mark talk about Nathan and Kaz. And he's like, and I'll also be sending them with some MVPs from this season. It was a weird situation, in my opinion. I was not great. I know. I just want to hang out and have a good time. Why do you have to get on me about this? I haven't done any accents in forever because I've been watching the Challenge 38. So whatever. I will learn more accents going into this season, and more specifically in All Stars 4, where I can do Nicole's Rhode Island accent. Her no, Rhode Island. Is it Rhode Island? Staten Island uh uh accent. So I'll do it. But yeah, I thought the Challenge UK was fine. I think the problem with it is that it was so short. And it was the last one that we watched. So by the time we were watching Frozen Senseless for the fourth time, by the time we're watching Not So Fast for the fourth time, oh, that's another thing. Long Island. That's it. Long Island. I'm getting my islands mixed up. Definitely Long Island. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was Long Island. Did anybody else notice the Challenge UK eliminations were so chopped up? Like when they got to the challenge, the elimination Not So Fast, I felt like that elimination went by so quickly because they just cut it up really quickly. And I didn't know what was going on. The same thing with Paddle Brawl was a little bit choppy and I couldn't follow it. It seemed like they reused a lot of the same camera shots and then they just kind of threw it out there. So I don't know. I didn't like the way some of the eliminations felt, where I was hoping to have more substance or maybe longer takes during it. And I just felt they may have just chunked it up and wanted to get the episode done and over with, which I thought was not great because when you're watching the Not So Fast, you want to see them kind of go in and out and all over the place. But when everybody switches pyramids, it seemed like it was a minute and then it was over. And I was just confused about that. All right. But with all that being the case, I do have to dock the Challenge UK a little bit. I guess I'll tie it with Argentina at the bottom, but that's 3. That's 3rd. So they get bronze still. Yes, Raven. That's where bronze is. Gold is better and bronze is 3rd. So I think that the Challenge UK and Argentina so far are tied, even though Argentina is not done yet. I think I like the vibe of both seasons. It's just that we're seeing the same stuff over and over again, and we just come off a season that we've watched for almost 5 months of the same challenges that we're seeing in all these global spinoffs, and it just seems like I'm living in Groundhog's Day at certain points. I'm glad that we have new players and everything, and got to see different ways to play the game. You have Callum having both a hookup in the house with Ella, as well as having alliances and a social game in the game as well. So I thought Callum was really, really strong in that and giving us a lot of what we want to see on the main season of the challenge. But the Challenge UK, for how quickly it was, it's almost the exact opposite of the Challenge 38, where we were like, cut this out already. We're done. Like, please get it over with, to the Challenge UK, where we're like, I want more. Like, I want more kind of thing. Yes, Not So Fast went very quickly, and I thought it was looking away from the TV too. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah. The editing for UK definitely felt different in general than the others. Yeah. I'm so glad I don't feel I'm glad people feel the same way. Like some people do feel the same way I did. Because when I was watching it, it just seemed the personalities were there, the dailies were there, the spirit was there. It just left me at the end of the episodes not feeling as satisfied with how some of the dailies went, you know? But yeah, I'm so glad that other people definitely feel the same way. Now let's think about the Challenge USA. We have had quite a while since we last saw the Challenge USA. I haven't not rewatched the Challenge USA, in all fairness. But after rewatching all the spinoffs in the past couple of weeks, in the past couple of weekends, I don't know. I mean, it's not looking too terrible now. You know I had my frustrations with it as it was airing. I don't think it was the most exciting television. It definitely didn't have some of the hookups or makeouts like we did see with the Challenge UK and the Challenge Australia and the Challenge Argentina as well. It was longer, it was a lot more fleshed out, but it did feel a little bit hollow in the sense that it almost tried to make it feel like it was Big Brother meets Survivor with the challenge label on it, where there was so much more emphasis on the competitions than the actual competitors, which I don't know. I do think that the Challenge USA in comparison is better now that I'm looking back on it than when I first rewatched it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The final is still one of the worst final performances ever. Like ever. It's the worst. I mean, in comparison, okay, let me put this out there. Do do anybody here in the chat think that the final for the Challenge USA was harder or easier than any of the challenge spin-offs than the other challenge spin-offs? Do you think it was harder or do you think it was easier than the other spin-offs that were more like the Challenge 38 finals than whatever the Challenge USA finals were supposed to be, which it made me feel like it was the Challenge All-Stars finals. Like the first All-Star finals, it makes me feel like it was more like that than say the challenge the challenge than the Challenge 38. But I want to hear what everybody else has to say. So, was the Challenge USA finals easier or harder? That's the question. I'm confusing myself before I get to everybody else. So, was it harder? Was the Challenge USA harder finals harder or easier than the spin-offs finals? I love that we're getting different reactions here. Welcome, Elise. Thank you so much for being here. I know you commented on my post earlier. So yeah, thank you for being here. I actually liked it was only 5 episodes, so I don't have to feel the stress of watching a billion episodes. I agree. I don't know when the next time I'm going to sit down and watch or binge the Challenge 37 or the Challenge 38 anytime soon because of how much of a time commitment it is. So I do agree that when rewatching a season that had so many of the dailies and eliminations we've seen from like 4 other seasons, I am glad that it was only 5 episodes. And you say the USA final looked a lot harder. While they say it's easier, harder, in my opinion, easier. Okay. I can see where people are coming from though. It was harder, but majority quit, which I don't like. I agree. That kind of dilutes it a little bit. Maybe it could be more of like, oh, well, it's harder. It's harder. That's why everybody quit while everybody else was able to finish the challenge other spin-off finals. But then again, it just leaves you with an unsatisfied feeling when you have so many people either quit or be DQ'd. Ben, Desi because of Enzo because he's a meow meow and can't swim. Then you have Angela not wanting to dig, and then everybody losing on Sudoku, which I think that's where we're getting the hang up. You know, Sudoku is a game in the newspaper. It is a readily easy, popular game that's on the internet for free. It's a daily puzzle, and people are walking away from it. We've seen challengers drink like poopy fish water on Rivals 2. We have seen challengers like have to be carried up a mountain on somebody's shoulders. We have seen challengers go through way worse than trying to play Sudoku on top of a mountain, which sounds ridiculous when I say it like that. But for so many of these players to just walk off because they don't know or don't like Sudoku is wild to me. It's so wild to me. Oh man, I don't know why I'm getting this like incredulous, but that's where my mind is at. It's like when it comes down to it, people mainly quit because of Sudoku, which kind of waters down the whole feeling like, oh, this was hard. Oh, what was so hard about it? Sudoku really took me out. I didn't know where the other 9 went. It was not a hard final. but they did not have the proper gear or instruction, so that's what made it harder. For the Challenge USA, they got gloves. They had gloves. They took all their gloves off though. So I don't want to hear this glove stuff. They had gloves. I'm telling you right now, they had gloves. They took them all off. So I don't want to hear it. We're not talking about gloves. I feel like I'm talking about that SpongeBob episode where they went to Glove World. Oh man, I want to watch that episode now. Different. I can see that. I can see where you would say that it would be different because it was different. It was a completely different final. It was, I mean, UK didn't even have an overnight portion. Australia did have an overnight portion, but right at the very beginning of the finals. But they went through the whole day, then had to do the crazy 8 puzzle, go to sleep in a tent, stand on a bench, and then get up and then run the rest of the day. And that was the whole finals. It was like a whole 24 hours, 25 hours kind of final. And then the Challenge Argentina hasn't happened yet. The Challenge UK I don't think they had it. They didn't have a night portion. They just went. They just did it, and they did it all within the day, right? Am I right about that? The Challenge USA definitely had a full day, and then it was more of a traditional challenge final at the end of the day. Harder because of the weather. I could see that. It was definitely colder. I think harder due to the weather temperature. Yeah. I think it looked harder. I could see that. I could see where you could say that it looked harder. They were wet and freezing very hard. I know I would if I was wet and freezing. Heck, where I live is never cold, but I wear a jacket every single day when I'm inside. I used to wear a jacket when I when I worked in my old job. All year, every day, I would bring a jacket to work and wear it at least at some point. And people thought I was like, they couldn't believe that I was wearing a jacket at work. And I'm like, I'm cold and I don't live in a cold climate. Harder. Okay. Harder. We're talking 2 different temperatures. That's true. But everybody had somewhat of different temperatures because I think 2 seasons played in one aspect and the other season played in a different aspect. Also, they played in 2 different locations. I think for the finals, the Challenge USA went to Patagonia, and which was the same mountain in Rivals, whereas the Challenge other spinoffs did not. They just stuck in Argentina and they were fine with it, you know? I think harder because of the weather than Australia. I haven't seen the UK final and Argentina hasn't aired, but I guess they are similar to Australia since they all film back to back to back. Yeah. It was definitely similar. Definitely similar. At least in temperature, it seemed like. Harder. Okay. The Challenge USA final doesn't have the star power of the War of the Worlds one. I agree. Also, there was no Sudoku in any of the other spinoffs. So let's put a Sudoku board right before the finish line, and let's see how all these players can do with Sudoku. I really hope that Justine got a Sudoku book for Christmas, just in case, just in case. I know she's partnered up with someone from MTV, but you never assume. You never assume somebody else knows Sudoku. Now that I know that's a possibility, I'm going to be doing Sudokus every single day. Heck, there's a free site called Sudoku.com that does all different levels of difficulty, The only good thing about that website, though, is they tell you right away if you got a question wrong or right, or no, a question wrong. I find running, cycling 50 kilometers, pushing cars, and carrying tires harder than Sudoku. See, I definitely see that too. I see both sides of this argument. It lacks transparency on the Challenge US. Yes, that is true. That is true. There was a lot of question marks. I mean, there was a lot of question marks in the Challenge 38 finals. But when it comes to the other spinoffs, I found them way more straightforward and way more transparent. So I definitely agree with you on this. I didn't find myself as frustrated watching the spinoff finals than all the other finals. Also, if anybody, and I want to make this clear, if anybody finds a replica of that 8 puzzle that was in the Challenge 38 and 3 of the 4 spin-offs. The one that the one that everybody was like having a really difficult time on, I want to try that puzzle so bad. So if anybody finds like a pocket version or a website that has that puzzle or anything like that, send it my way because I really, really, really want to try it out. Really, really want to try it. The final format and rules were sloppy. Agreed. Desi should have gotten a second chance to play. Yes, you and me are on the same wavelength. I definitely agree. I do like Justine, but I just felt like Desi was primed for redemption and to run it back. I play Sudoku every day. There we go. We should be paired up for Ride or Dies. That's how we do it. We'll both be able to just absolutely demolish the competition up on top of that mountain. If your brain is not working and no instructions and many people do not play it, that is true. Were there any eating spinoffs in the spinoffs? No. There wasn't any in the UK I know of. That's for sure certain. There wasn't any in Australia. And we haven't gotten through Argentina yet. So no. They have not eaten anything, not even an onion or a garlic or drank lemon juice. But that's what was in the USA. So I guess the Challenge USA had a way more. I mean, I hate to say it because the spinoffs are taking off of 38, which is a main season. But I do think that the USA has a more conventional challenge final like setup and format than say the spinoffs that were more of a modern type of vibe with the Challenge 38. And this is where it's like frustrating because with the Challenge USA being so completely different, I mean, who's to say how different these results could have been if they were played like the Challenge 38 finals, like the finals in UK? Like there was no Sudoku. So who would have won in that instance is what I would be frustrated about. There was no swimming portion either. So Desi would have been able to do those finals. Heck, Enzo would have been able to do these finals. So what would have these results look like by the end of it? I think Danny still wins hands down, honestly. But everywhere else, I don't know. I think that's where I would be more frustrated if I was somebody from the Challenge USA. Also, I just wouldn't quit, but there should have been a timeout somewhere. Like if you get to the Sudoku board and then wait for 2 hours and still nobody has passed you, you should be able to go on to the end. Why are we sitting here waiting for somebody to get Sudoku when and if they've never played it? They're like hardly ever will somebody just be able to pick up a game or a puzzle without ever seeing it before, especially a game with specific rules like Sudoku. Yeah, Sudoku was very difficult. They should have timed out on Sudoku. Yeah, agreed. Drew, you and I are the opposites. I like the cold. It's 36 degrees here. Oh my gosh. What? Why? And Doug and Thana just chilling. Literally. As Darrell calls it, Sudoku. When did he call it that? I know he's called a tanagram. What was it? Didn't he call it a tanagram puzzle, like a tangerine puzzle or something? But I don't remember him ever calling Sudoku Sudoku. That's so funny. Oh man. Oh, I do like slide puzzles. I'll be honest. I do like slide puzzles, but the somebody asked about the 8 puzzle, so let me look up the 8 puzzle real quick. But I do like slide puzzles, but there's sometimes where I just can't get it. And then I remember the algorithm and how you do it, like what you're supposed to do to get the win. But there's sometimes where I'm just like moving it, and I know if I was just like sitting in front of it, I wouldn't be able to get it as much or as easy. Let me see if I can find this puzzle for the challenge. Oh, MTV. It's never gonna bring it. It's not gonna pick it up. Dang nabbit. Oh. Yeah, it's the one with all the eights. Does nobody remember this puzzle? It had all the eights where where it has like nines and fours and ones, and you have to like put it all together to where in deep web. I'll just look up deep web real quick. The challenge MTV deep web elimination. How do you spell it? Wow, they're not going to show they're showing Annalise in a mud puddle, but they won't show the puzzle from that specific episode when I type it like that. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. But it's a crazy eight puzzle. It's when you put all the pieces in, it's all eights and they fit in a certain way. And it was really, really difficult. It's the puzzle that Jordan and Anissa was helping Bananas and Nani in after the first day of the finals. And they had to finish it up to get to sleep. That puzzle plagued every single spinoff and the Challenge 38 to the point where I want to try it. I want to try it so bad. But to get back to the rankings and the review, retrospectively, reflecting on the spinoffs of watching the Challenge Australia, Challenge UK, and even the Challenge Argentina, and even the Challenge 38, looking back to the Challenge USA, I appreciate it for it being different than the other 4 shows. I appreciate the different competition, different level of competition. Although I think that is kind of unfair when looking at how the other finalists were going through and what they had to do in their seasons. But I can appreciate that even though the final leaves a sour taste in my mouth, I appreciate the Challenge USA for what it was. And I think it was second. I would give it silver, where I would give, you know what? I would give the Challenge Australia gold. I think that was the best spinoff. And then I do the Challenge USA, and then I would tie bronze with the Challenge UK and the Challenge Argentina. There was a lot of potential. It didn't live up to the potential because it was so quick. I wanted more. Whereas I think that it was pretty much just slightly behind the Challenge USA. So that's where I would rank them. Number 1 would be the Challenge Australia, then the Challenge USA, then tied third would be Challenge UK and Argentina. And let me look up the poll real quick. Community. Let's see. Over 1.1 thousand votes so far. And let me put in my vote so we can see the results because I'm not actually logged in for some reason. I'm not logged in, but here we are. Boom. Actually, I am logged in, but here we are. These are the results. So as we can see, we have the Challenge USA getting 68% of the votes of people saying that it was the best out of the 4 spinoffs. Coming in second place, like way second place. I mean, the Challenge USA took this handedly, but it was the Challenge USA at 68%, Challenge Australia at 18%, and then Challenge Argentina coming in last place, but only slightly to the Challenge UK. I want to say that's the recency, but also I can totally understand why the Challenge UK wasn't like voted for more. But I don't think any of these spinoffs are absolutely terrible, just to put that out there. I don't think any of these spinoffs are absolutely terrible. I think what was the travesty is the people behind the scenes putting this all together. They let down a lot of this production, rushing too much, like not sitting back and thinking about this and optimizing it for its ultimate potential. Because remember, when they just kind of threw out this information, this competition was going to be called War of the Worlds, which confused a lot of people. And what it was going to be originally, if anybody remembers, that there was not even going to be MTV challengers in this. It was going to be a two-part episode. It was going to be a two-part special, and it was going to be two episodes. It was going to be basically a finals ran of the winners from the US, UK, Argentina, and Australia competing against each other in like a two-episode final. And then as time moved on and they started like putting things together, they were like, maybe we should change the name. And then all of a sudden, maybe we should start adding in some MTV legends. Maybe we should have them paired up with each other. Maybe we should make this more of a thing and make this a full season. And then all of a sudden, it kind of just like started morphing in front of our eyes rather than actually sitting down. It almost felt like they wrote it on a napkin. And then the next week, they were like, we got to get this information out of here quickly. What's the rush? We just got to do it. Hurry it up. Get it out there, Bill. And then they just ran it out there and didn't give it another second thought until after the article was already published, until after Twitter and everybody was talking about it over and over and over again. And then after we started getting all these spinoffs starting to film and everything, that's when it's like, oh, even the Challenge Australia was like, oh, well, Troy and Kiki are going to represent Australia in the World Championships, but they don't even talk about who from the global MVPs or who from the MVPs of that season are going to be also on the World Championships. It's like they instantly just did the VO and the preview for the original concept, and then they replayed it back a little bit. It's too rushed. I mean, we've been saying it for so long. We want quality, not quantity. Yet we've always gotten quantity over quality. And I don't know. It's almost, at times, it almost feels like throwing baloney at a wall and just seeing what will stick. And if you can hit on 104 or maybe 204 even, we did good. Everybody, we did good. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I would like really one good, solid, thought out season than four where one or two of them are decent. You know, I think we all feel that way. But that's my wrap up of the recap, the review, and the rankings of all of the spinoffs. I am very much looking forward to seeing what everybody from these spinoffs can do. And can I just say, I actually appreciate being able to see these competitors who are actually going to be on a challenge with other MTV legends actually play a game of the challenge. So many times do we go into a challenge season with so many rookies and we see what shows they've been on or not have been on, and we're like, who is this? Why did we choose this person? Why? I mean, they're from a dating show or doing this or doing that. I like the idea of the global spinoffs as like a proving grounds or something to that effect, to where by the time we're watching them, we're getting invested in some of these characters or some of these players and thinking, wow, they actually did well. Like, this was almost like a combine or a preseason to get yourself into the next game to play against the real professionals. And I think that this world championship, because we get to watch Troy and like him a lot, because we get to watch Zara or Kaz on the Challenge UK and see how well they did, and we get to follow their journey into the world championships and possibly be partnered up with some people's favorites like Johnny Bananas or a Wes or whatever, a Jordan. I mean, it's going to be interesting, and it feels better to kind of go into a challenge season knowing everybody rather than just getting plopped with 16 of 30 people being complete like new players that we've never seen before. But hey, they played on Romanian Survivor, or they're from insert city name here, Got Talent. And we're going, why? I don't know this person. Why are they even here? I don't understand. But here we can see like, oh, they did this. They got second place. They played all these games that I know of. They played in a challenge-esque game. It's easier to see where they maybe could land in the game. And I think this would be fun to do overall, to be like a proving grounds than just throwing random rookies in our laps, even though I really did like Kim and Colleen and Horacio and Olivia. So in that aspect, I can understand why certain rookies can come onto the show and do really well and have a personality and show an impact. But I think more so, it would be nice to have like a proving grounds type of season. So we get invested into certain rookies and maybe want to see them on the main season, and maybe they could become a newer face on the show. That's my rant. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And now I'll get to some comments before wrapping up. I know my calf is still kind of hurt me a little bit, or I'm taking it easy. I didn't go to the gym today because I was getting that trailer breakdown done. I almost went and I was like, nah, work comes first today, which is not good. I'm trying to put myself first in certain aspects, but not this one. When does the challenge Argentina? I like Lone Ranger says, this Thursday. So they have about 6 contestants left so far. Well, 6 pairs of contestants left. So they're going to get one more elimination. And then after that, they're probably going into the finals with either 5 or no, they have 5 pairs of competitors left. So they'll get one more elimination, go into 4, and then probably have the same kind of finals like the Challenge UK. And we'll end this Thursday, which means that we probably won't get their cast photos until maybe that next Monday. If that's the case, then we won't get their cast photos until next Monday. And that's when I could put out the cast reveal and background info, which will be 2 days before the actual Global Championships premiere. Because the Challenge UK ended on Friday last week, and then we got the season on the Saturday, and then their pictures came out today. So yeah. I think Oki was a better choice for global. He was definitely younger, so it could have been interesting to see what could have been with some of these. Found the puzzle on Etsy. Oh man, I gotta find it on Etsy. I didn't even think of Etsy. I went to Amazon, which is not good, but I should go. I'm gonna go try to check out Etsy. Do you know the name of it? Let me know the name. I definitely want to know the name, either here or on Patreon. Let me know the name of the puzzle, so when I go looking for it, I know exactly what I'm looking for, unless it's just called 8 Puzzle. The final. Has that ever happened? Trivia part of the final? I want to say it has to be. I'm sure there was. Maybe they just did a lot of puzzles. I don't know. You would need the host in one central location, where a lot of the finals, they just like to put up boards and let them run, because the host can't be sitting in just one specific spot, or the host isn't even around at all. Like when I'm thinking of like Rivals, TJ wasn't even at the finals for a lot of it. But yeah. It's -1. Can't find the puzzle. Oh, it's -1 degrees where you're at. Oh my gosh, how are you not like frozen solid? Heck that. No way. My husband wants to try it as well. Ooh, let's have a puzzle off. It sounds like a Hasselhoff's brother almost. That puzzle with the 8s, Snakes is a Nightmare. Is that what it's called? Snakes is a Nightmare? Why is it called that? What? Well, it's not all 8s. There are some weird pieces. Yeah, I know, but when you put it all together, it looks like a bunch of 8s. That's why I called it the 8 puzzle, because they all look like 8s when you put the whole puzzle piece together. But there's some 9s, there's some 4s, there's some 1s, there's an 8, there's a 9. I mean, it's all. Australia is gold, as it should. Yes, Australia is dripping gold, USA is dripping silver, and UK and is dripping bronze. Oh man, USA is the worst. So lame and boring. I can understand where you're coming from. Definitely understand where you're coming from. Found the puzzle, put the link in Discord. Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to take a look at Discord for sure. Thank you so much. Hallelujah. I'll be spending some money today. Why not do a Challenge Canada? I agree. Why not have a Challenge Canada or some Canadian representation in the main season? I mean, I don't know. I was excited because one of the X on the Beach seasons, I believe, one of the newer ones, not the new one, but the one with Davon, they had some Challenge Canada Big Brother contestants in there. And so I always thought that they would be really cool to have on the show because then you would still have Big Brother representation. They're still under the Viacom Paramount umbrella because Big Brother Canada is put onto Paramount Plus. So it's just weird. It's weird how it all goes. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I would easily put it up because I had so high expectations for it. I think UK reality TV is highest level of reality TV to this day. I will watch Love Island and be satisfied with it way more than Love Island US will ever be exciting. So, yeah, US only one because many people did not watch the international versions. I agree. I can see that. And that's the thing too. This is what I worry about for the Challenge Argentina representatives is that I don't think they're going to get a fair shot on the Challenge World Championships. I hate it. I hate to say that, but I do think that it's going to happen to the point where you have Australia, UK, USA, and MTV, and then you have Challenge Argentina, which could have a language barrier. And they may not be as well connected. Like the Challenge USA has a better opportunity to have met some of the Challenge MTV legends at some point. And then you have the Challenge Australia and the Challenge UK, where the Challenge UK definitely has an in, probably with some of the Challenge MTV legends as well, where I think the Challenge Australia could be at a disadvantage coming into this season, but because of the full language barrier and possibly not have met anybody before this, I think the Challenge Argentina is in a very like disadvantageous point comparatively to say UK and USA competitors coming into this show. That's just my thought process on it. I hope it's not the case. I'm going to want to just see how everybody goes and who gets paired up with whom. I know I theorized who could be paired up with whom at the very beginning of the logo and at the very beginning of the trailer, but as we saw, some things could change. So I almost think that this season is not going to even be more like the algorithm and the spinoffs. I feel like this season is going to be more like Double Agents in a way, like War of the Worlds and Double Agents put together, which very interesting in my opinion. Yeah, first time seeing the poll, voted Australia. Let's go. The whole thing was a terrible plan. Yeah, I agree. Very poorly executed. Yes, I completely agree. If they do a second global championship, hopefully they plan it better. I heard that they were planning on doing another world championship, more spin-offs, and possibly in different areas of the world. So maybe even introduce the challenge in different areas. And all I am hoping that with all the missteps and the miscalculations and the stumbles that came from these spinoffs and how all of this was handled. Sorry about that. All these were handled. I'm hoping that they learn, like this is a learning process to get to a point where it is handled better if they were to do a second run of this kind of go, So I'm hoping that even though this was fumbled in a lot of different ways and I think that the Challenge World Championships will be worth all the weird decisions and questionable, like illogical handlings of all these spinoffs and why weren't they on Paramount Plus and all this other stuff. I do think that maybe this could be a learning curve. And if they can at least learn something from this process to handle it better in certain ways going forward, it counts for something, it counts for something. Yeah, Quantity over quality, quality over quantity, too many challenge seasons filming pretty much back to back makes the seasons not as good. The flagship show has been suffering because of this. And that's another thing. I mean, you want the same games and everything, but like I mentioned, the Challenge USA was such an outlier comparatively that it seems like the other spinoffs were competing with the main season because they were doing a lot of the same competitions. And it almost felt a little bit more phoned in to hurry up the process a lot more than maybe taking their time and making it either the same as the Challenge USA or making the Challenge USA similar to the other spin-offs so that way there was more equal playing field. Because again, we look at that final that happened in the UK even or Australia, and you think how different could the results would have been to where were these four that are going to be competing in the world championships from the Challenge USA the actual best competitors or just the competitors that we're going to get because this is what they were doing in the competition in the final they were given rather than the final that everybody else ran. I think there would be different results at least for one of the placements, but you never know. Yeah. That was from old. That wasn't from what I just said, but yeah. Do you think any of the spinoffs should have a season 2? I do. I liked all the spinoffs. I do like the spinoffs. I would like them to have a season 2. Sadly, I don't think a lot of them will. I think I liked Australia. I kind of wish they would have had more Survivor players. I don't think they're going to get a season 2, sadly, because of how poorly the ratings were towards the end of the show's run, which I think is a shame because I do think that Australia was the better of all the spinoffs. USA is definitely going to get a season 2. They're already talking about that, even though Paramount lost out on Love Island, where they can't get any more Love Island competitors. And so they're bringing on MTV people. I want the UK to get another shot because I do think that they could have a really, really good show. And I think if anybody else, if the Challenge USA is going to get another shot, I think Challenge Argentina is going to get another season. I mean, they're doing absolutely great numbers in ratings. And when it comes to TV and making money, I mean, that's all that really counts. So I think guaranteed Argentina and USA should get seasons 2s for rating purposes. And hopefully they are better at handling the seasons. I hope UK gets another season and I hope Australia gets another season. But because of the way they decided to handle both seasons, I could see them deciding a different location to do both of those seasons and see what happens, but we'll see. If Australia and UK aren't getting a season 2, I want all the rookies to be from Australia and UK. Okay, I can see that. I do not. I really don't. I'm sorry, Chloe. I wish I have one of my favorite hoodie is of Sailor Moon, and I would love like a set. I would love a Sailor Moon set. So if anybody has like a link to a Sailor Moon set, I would love all the Sailor Moons. I've slowed down on buying any of these, and realistically, I don't buy them anymore, but people get them for me for Christmas now because they just know what I like and what TV shows I like. But I would love Sailor Moon Funkos. I bought an Exodia one recently, and my friend got me a Goofy movie with a metal vinyl plate that is in it. It was really, really cool. And I bought the Michael Myers house too. I mean, I'm so excited for Grant. Okay, Judd. I understand. I mean, I'm a little bit more cozying up to the idea of Grant being on the Challenge World Championships. I kind of wish that Kieran would have been on or Connor instead since they made the finals. And I think they impacted this season more. But it'll be interesting to see what Grant can do. Especially, it looks like he's going to be paired up with John A. Spoiler alert. He could be paired up with John A. at one point, but we'll see. I think it ends Wednesday. We got a daily episode tonight and an elimination episode tomorrow, then final Wednesday. Ooh, that would be huge. That'd be huge. So then that would make a lot of sense then, because think about this. The final reunion part 2 will be the end. And I wonder, think about this. I wonder if they're going to play the full unedited trailer during the reunion part 2, and they don't have the Argentina players blurred out. They're just going to just show them because that's possibly the same night that the finals are going to be ran and done. And then we get their pictures on that Thursday, which would be terrible for me because then I'm putting out the reunion part 2 review and recap. Then later that day, I'm putting out a recap, a cast reveal video and background information. And then on Friday, and then I also have to get out on Friday a comment palooza for the reunion part 2. Oh my gosh. That's 3 videos. That's 3 videos in 2 days would be like frying my brain. And I'm still working on Cara Maria part 3, which, just throwing this out there, the script for Cara Maria part 3 that I'm deeming the Paulie era is longer than the other 2 scripts for part 1 and part 2. It's almost the size of the script of part 1 and part 2 combined. That's how long part 3 is, and that's why it's taking so long. Also, I don't want to rush this part 3 out and also put it out when all of these other like videos and stuff that is happening for the global championship is happening, and I don't want it to get buried under the excitement of this new season starting. So I'm still working on it. It's going to be coming out soon. It's going to be coming out in March. It's just going to take a little bit of time, especially when I have days like this where I'm doing a live, I'm doing the trailer breakdowns, the cast reveals, and also if you're still here, I'm doing a trivia challenge game night this Saturday on March 4th. I have 3 contestants, 3 content creators who are going to be going head to head in a trivia challenge based around the global championship. And it's going to be a lot of fun. 3 games, hoping it's going to be 2 hours long. And it's going to start 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on March 4th. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be exciting. I'm also working on that as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, it's going to be good. Ooh, that would be good. I know Chantel talks about Amazing Race Canada a lot. So I tried watching the Challenge USA and was unimpressed. I totally get you. I totally understand. Was it just the beginning or was it also the final? Because I can understand where you're not impressed if it was the final overall. Oh man. Argentina has a language barrier and they could be injured since a few weeks after their show. That's true. I also worried about Kiki as well because I don't know how soon after Australia's challenge that they got right into the world championship because she had a pretty bad back injury. So order puzzle coming in from UK. Ooh, the 8 puzzle. I'm very excited. I'm excited. I want to get this puzzle so bad now. I'm going to be looking at Etsy after this is over, which we are going to be wrapping up. I don't want to go too much over 2 hours, but this was a lot of fun, everybody. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to get to some more comments here, and then we'll start wrapping it up in a little bit. There is no way Challenge Australia is getting renewed. The ratings were so bad. Yeah, that's what I thought. I just don't think it would ever happen. I mean, when you get 0 viewers from a major city and only 11,000 total for your finals, it's not good. It kind of freaks out all the people that put in work and time and effort, and the heads of Paramount and everything kind of being like, oh, that's a lot of money, even though it's pretty much the same amount of money, and they didn't do a whole lot going into it. But yeah, it was rough. Yeah, it was rough. Search on this. The number puzzle is on Etsy. Numbers brain teaser puzzles for $14.95, and a page came up. Ooh, that's awesome. I know that Julia put in the Discord where it is, so We're going to have a good time. First Catching Alive. Welcome, Wayne. Thank you so much for loving the content. There's going to be a lot more content coming with the ending of 38 and the start of the Global Championships or the World Championships. So this is the thing. I found out today that I've been calling the World Championships the wrong title the whole time. I've been saying Global Championships. Was it ever the Global Championships, or have I just been assuming calling it the Global Championships? I know they said the Global MVPs, but at a certain point, I was like, when did I was calling it Global Championships from the very beginning. I was so confused when today I was like going through everything, and then I was like, World Championships? What? I was very confused. Ooh, the nullified take is here. Hey, Chris, what's up? Hey, all just popping up to put in a like on the vid. Still at work. Hey, thank you so much for watching on the clock. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining in. Having a good time. We appreciate if anybody wants to watch any exit interviews for the Challenge Australia competitors, like if you just watch the Challenge Australia and want to see some exit interviews or hear some of the behind the stuff, Chris over on the Nullified Take channel interviewed every single, well, majority of the people from the Challenge Australia in exit interviews and covered the season over on his channel. So please go check him out. He had the exclusive exit interviews for all of them on their channel. So please go check it out, give it a like, and maybe get to listen in on Kiki's episode and Troy's episode. And if Grant and Emily talked and gave an exit interview, maybe go check it out and hear their experiences and their thoughts on the challenge and their season before seeing them compete on the Challenge World Championships. I think it would be great time. But yeah. The reason there weren't that many Australian Survivor players is because Australian Survivor was filming a season with a lot of the returnees during that time. Really? Poor planning. Again. From the Challenge UK's blunder to this. My goodness. Why? Oh. Why? Why not? Why do you do this? Maybe the poly era should be 2 parts. I don't want it to be 2 parts. I don't want to work on. I would see. This is the thing with the poly era being 2 parts. I don't know where to cut it off. You know, I don't know where to do the cliffhanger because there's only 3 seasons, and then it's the theory on why neither of them have been asked back on the challenge until All Stars 4. And why it was All-Stars 4 that Cara was able to come back, and then what they've been doing during their time off. Like, where do I cut it off at is the question. I almost would rather just put it all out as long as it is, whether it's an hour or an hour and 12, and then just put it out there and just be like, cool, it's done, you know? But I'll think about it. I definitely have gotten that thought from my Patreon when I talked about how long the script was. They also mentioned why not have it be a couple of parts. I'll keep on thinking about it, and I have to go through the script a couple of more times to do a couple more drafts on it. And hopefully I'm going to get that. I was supposed to get that done today, but of course I didn't get that done today because I had to do a trailer breakdown. So I'll be going through it a couple of more times tomorrow, and then also at the beginning of Wednesday, hoping to then do the voiceover for it, and then we'll see where I land on. We'll first see how long it actually is, and then if I want to cut it off anywhere and make it to be continued, I'll figure out a place where to do it. But I definitely have gotten that before, and I definitely thank you for the suggestion. I really appreciate it. Can't wait for the Cara Maria part 3. You really did her early years justice, so I'm eager to see your perspective of the poly era. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's a lot more that I'll be honest, there were some things that I learned about that I was kind of shocked that I either forgot about or didn't remember at all of the journey when she met Paulie and everything that they went through / did to themselves. And I think it's going to be very interesting putting it all together and then hearing what everybody else thinks about it. Like, I'm so excited to work on this and get it out there and sort of wrap up the story, but the next era is just beginning, so it's gonna be very interesting. But yes. Okay. Um, Wait, what does it say? Sorry about that. Okay. I just got a message from somebody on my Patreon and in the Discord that mentioned, hold on. Why is my phone taking so long to bring up this message? In the meantime, let's go to, if the challenge does not get canceled soon, I hope they get to make season 40, call it Filthy 40, like Dirty 30. I think they should make a champion season. And the only thought of them making a champion season is because of how many champions are being produced now with All Stars, with all the global spin-offs, with the new winners of Tori and Devin. It's like they could have so many champions now if they bring in Jenny West, if they bring in CT, if they bring in Bananas, West, Jordan, John A, Tori, Devin, the global spin-off challenge champions and everything. They could actually make a decent size champions only season, which I feel like that's the direction they want to go. I'm sure they want new champions for the challenge 39, and then challenge 40 could be actually an all champion season. But yeah, everybody's ordering the puzzles. I got to get on this. So somebody on my Discord / Patreon said episode 1 of the World Championships will air on MTV. Episode 1 will air on MTV, and the rest is Paramount only. Episode 1 is 90 minutes. I don't know if they all are. I wonder if the 90 minutes is the 2 episodes smushed together, because the first 2 episodes are going to be on Paramount Plus, dropped on Wednesday. I wonder if the first episode is going to be dropped, and since it's 90 minutes, it's the 40 minutes / hour with the 40 minutes smashed together. If this is true, we did not get a source from this person just yet. I have not read it from an actual article. I just got the notification on my phone from the Discord. So don't quote me on that if that is true or not. Have a theory that maybe the UK could be in the majority with the US and the MTV people. It does seem possible with Theo there. I think so as well. It was global championship for a little while, and then they changed it in October. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. My gosh. I thought I was going nuts. I was saying it so much. I was like, global championship, global championship, global championship. And then today I sit there and went, when was it World? Well, I would never remembered it was World. I think I would. So thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm glad I'm not the only one saying that. Also, thank you so much for, yes, please like the video if you enjoyed this live tonight, and consider supporting me over at patreon.com, because the more people that support me over at patreon.com, the more I get the freedom to make and put time towards bigger and more complex videos like the Car Maria parts. Having support over there really helps give me a little bit more freedom to work on those episodes and those videos without worrying about having to make other clip videos so frequently to get more revenue throughout the month via YouTube. Having that extra income via Patreon allows me the freedom to work on bigger videos, thus the Car Maria parts and everything. So that would be very, maybe just go check it out, just maybe go check out patreon.com/angelcakevids. Also, I want to say thank you so much to Sue for the donation, I believe, of $9.99. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for donating here on the live. So thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of the Patreon as well. I mean, you were very, very generous supporting this live being here by also sending a sticker and donating here during the live. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're from Canada? No, I am not from Canada. Hey, thank you so much for the sticker. Thank you so much for the extra support here, as well as Lena. Thank you so much, Lena, for the support of $4.99. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Nullified's challenge Australia content was great. Filled a much needed hole in content. Yes, please go check out the Nullified Take. He's also covering the challenge, the Australian Survivor season so far, and he's also talked about maybe doing some the Challenge World Championship content as well as he is possibly going to be joining Chantel and I at some points during the season to talk about the season as well. So it'll be really, really awesome. I'm very, very excited. Polly Air is toxic. I feel for you. Feel for me listening to 8 hours of Polly and Cara podcasts in one day at 2 times speed. So it was only 4 hours, but I listened to a lot of interviews from them. It was a lot at one point. But thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Karma Maria part 3 in one part. Get the watch time, my guy or my dude. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Justin. Yes, he is the person that is talking about the Global Challenge World Championship episode 1 being on MTV. Just the first episode, possibly 1 and 2, to make it 90 minutes. But I wonder if every episode is going to be 90 minutes. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of drama. It looked from the trailer, it looked like there's going to be a lot of drama, a lot of excitement, and I wouldn't mind this season being 90 minutes an episode or an hour in total, since if you have Paramount Plus but don't have the ad free, you're going to get ads in between there, and it's going to be like an hour and a half. So I hope the challenge never ends. I hope not either. It has been renewed for season 39, and they're making all these spinoffs. So I don't think that this is a sign of a show that's necessarily going away anytime soon. Like, why would Paramount take the risk of putting out so many different spinoffs if they think this show is not worth it? You know, that's how I view it. And Challenge All-Stars is doing really well. They're doing this global games and the global games. Now that could have been cool. World Championships. I just don't think that it's going to go away much of anywhere soon. I mean, honestly, it's doing much better. It's not doing that great in ratings on just MTV, but you have to think of like what's it doing online and Paramount and all this other stuff, to the point where it's doing way better than like Love Never Lies. No, that's not it. What was the one show called with Tori Spelling as the host, and it got absolutely yanked off of all of it got yanked off of their scheduling because it was so bad. It did so bad. If anything, I could say going to Paramount Plus and just living there if push came to shove. I just don't think it's going to go away to anywhere really anytime soon. Yes, they have been. They've been on Total Madness. They've been on War of the Worlds 2. They've been on Rivals 2 together. They've been on a few seasons together. Free Agents. I'd love a champion season. I think that's what they're really going for. Thank you so much. Again, thank you so much for the love and the support. I really, really appreciate it. I tried at one point to do Survivor breakdowns. I wanted to be like Bachelor Fan Take, but for Survivor, because so many other people do podcasts and really take it very seriously, where I wanted to be like Bachelor Fan Take of Survivor. And I did a couple of episodes. It just takes a lot longer than I expected. And I'm also doing challenge content as well. But maybe one day. Read today somewhere. It's supposed to be a sneak peek. So look, we got 2 sources verified that the first episode's going to be on MTV, probably March 8th. So, hey, at least you get a sneak peek. MTV once you get you hooked, they want to give you a little taste. Ooh, that tastes good. Oh my gosh, I need more of this. Here's my $10 per month. Here's my $5 per month. Oh, I don't want commercials. $10, you know? Hey, thank you so much. Hey, welcome. Thank you, Lena, so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Might be difficult to find 14 male and 14 female champions that want to return for all champion season unless they do another round of spin-offs before season 40. Well, they're probably going to do another round of spin-offs, and then they can do the global championships, which if they do the global championships, that's 8 right there. If they're willing to come back and want to come back, then you got the all-star champions of John A. And she was going to be on the Challenge 38 this past season, but she declined. You got Janelle, who was possibly going to be paired up with Bananas on the Challenge 38 season as well. So that's another person that could be on there. I mean, if these people are going to be wanting to come back for All Stars, who's to say that they wouldn't come back for an All Champion season if they can play their cards right? Mark Long. Hey, that would be pretty cool if they could get Mark Long to be on the show. Derek is always chomping at the bit to get on back on MTV and everything. Maybe Nehemiah could make his challenge MTV return after being on All Stars for like 3 straight seasons. I mean, bring Wes in, bring Jordan in. You never know. I think it can be done. I will say that I think it can be done. That's all I'm going to put it out there. Maybe I'll do a fantasy cast, maybe a fantasy cast at some point. All right, we got to start wrapping this up because I don't want to take too many people's times. Love at First Live, that's what it was. And Nancy is correct. It was absolutely awful. I watched 1 episode and couldn't get through it. It was so bad. Also, Love Boat was terrible as well. I couldn't believe how bad Love Boat was. But then again, yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Yeah, I would love to. I would definitely say yes to any and all Survivor recaps over at the Nullified Take channel. I had a great time with you and Jake, I believe, the few times I was on for the last Survivor season. So looking forward to Survivor coming back. And yeah, I would love to talk to you about Survivor. Just let me know a time and I'll be there. I'm going to be definitely looking. Your Bachelor fan take for the challenge. I mean, Bachelor fan take is in another level. I love him so much. I love his content so much. Can't wait for All Stars 4. Me too. Brad. Yes, Brad was on. Yes, Brad was on the MTV challenge. Relatively 32. That's like 6 seasons ago. But he was on. I mean, he would definitely be on. But yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, that would have been fine. Yeah, she would have been with Derek C. From the Real World Cancun season. She would have been paired up with him, apparently. But all right, there's like 100 love shows out now. Yeah. And technically, you could do like Casey will always come back. And even if you can't get I just think that a winter season could happen, actually. But anyways, I have to get back to the grind. Bye, Chris. And that is a great segue into saying goodbye tonight. I want to say thank you to everyone who was able to come into the stream tonight, was able to watch. If you stayed for since the very beginning, or if you just joined, I want to say thank you so much for hanging out and taking time out of your Monday night. Possibly if you were wanting to watch The Bachelor, or some people were watching the Challenge Argentina during this. I just want to say thank you for taking your time out to support the channel. Listen to what I have to say. I love getting to hear everybody else's thoughts on all the spinoffs, all the global spinoffs. I can't believe we're at a point we're going to be going from the global spinoffs to the World Championship, as well as getting over the Challenge 38. I can't believe we've been watching this for so long, and just getting to start a new chapter in the challenge. And as hype as that trailer made the World Championship seem for me, I'm excited. I'm excited to go on this journey with everybody. I'm so glad for everybody who joined the journey for the Challenge 38 and has been watching my videos either before the Challenge 38 or during the Challenge 38. I really, really appreciate the support and the love that everybody has shown to the channel and towards me and all the content. I have such a great time making this content. I will never, ever stop. I'm excited to make more and more, especially in this year, because I have so much more video ideas. Like I've been working on these car parts for so long, but there's so many other videos that I'm so excited to get to that I want to do well on these Cara Maria, at least part 3, finish it up well, take my time on it, put it out there, and then get started on like the 38 season ranks and where do I rank every single season of the challenge, the complete hookup chart of going through seasons 1 through 38 and putting everybody and connecting everybody. It's I got a ton of ideas, but I just want to say thank you to everybody here for being a part of the live, being a part of this journey. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope everybody has a great rest of the night, a great rest of your Monday, or if you're watching this later, or if it's not night where you're at, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you again for joining. This was a blast. I thank you so much, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace. So smooth. So smooth. So smooth. Night, everybody. You thought I was going to end it. I was just going to say goodbye to everybody. Show some welcome, Angel. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Have a great night. I'm going to go catch up on The Bachelor. Bye. Thanks for helping get the puzzles. Now I got to go. Thanks for reminding me. I'm going to go get that puzzle too. Bye. Have a great night.